time for part 3 of our second day of European Science Festival. It goes by the title Discovering, Guiding and Developing Talented Young People for New Generation of European Researchers. So we will start the segment with Dr. Csillia Fuszek, Director of the European Talent Centre that is based in Budapest, Hungary. The center supports and coordinates European actions in the field of talent, and in order to find gifted people and develop their talents in the interest of Europe as a whole and of the member states. So I would like to invite Dr. Csillia Fuszek to tell us more about the work of European Talent Centre. Welcome. Ms. Fuszek, I'm very sorry, but we can't hear you yet.
Can you hear me now?
Now we're together.
Yes, good. So it's okay. So thank you very much for your introduction, and I would like to share my presentation with you. Okay.
Please do.
Just a moment. So here is my presentation, and my talk is going to be about the work we did in Hungary in the last 15 years.
Sorry, Ms. Fuszek, I would just like to ask you, could you please put it on full screen, so that we can see it better?
Oh, okay. Here?
Yeah, that would be the button, yeah.
Okay, now you can see it, okay?
Not exactly, nothing changed for us, actually.
Oh, it's changed for me. Oh, I try it again, okay? I stop share it. And then I try it again.
Okay.
And then we'll see what's happening. Is
now
it okay,
we're in.
yeah?
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
I hope it's no, it's not changing. Wait a little bit.
But we saw it perfectly well. So
you did, but I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but this is now. Let's see now. How is it now?
No, nothing changed. There is one other button at the bottom of the screen, quite similar to the one at the top. Maybe you can try this one.
Well, actually, I think I tried the bottom one.
Okay.
So now you can't see my presentation, or what is the problem?
We see it now perfectly full screen.
Yes, but I think if I put it this way, I cannot make it move.
Okay, that's a problem. So let's just do it with in your way, just as you intended at the start. So I think that
I'm sorry, because otherwise I cannot make it move for you. I don't know why it happens. It's never happened to me before, but this is it.
We're used to it on the Zoom presentation, so yeah, let's just move on.
I'm used to Zoom presentations.
Thank you very much. I will leave you.
Okay, so I would like to talk a little bit. First, I would like to talk about who we are exactly. What are our goals and what were our goals? And then how do we reach these goals? What we are doing for that in Hungary and also in Europe. And then I would like to speak some words about our EU or national program finance projects. So we are the Association of Hungarian Talent Support Organizations. It's called Moderator. It's a civil umbrella organization, and it is actually the legal representative for National Talent Support Council, which is nothing more than in 2006, at that time, 14 civic organizations established a National Talent Support Council. And now we have 41 organizations, and that 41 organizations actually covers basically all Hungary. So who we are a consultative body designed to bring together domestic and cross-border Hungarian talent support organizations. We are non-profit, and we have our visions and goals. We have been playing a key role in the dialogue of our member organizations. As I told you, we have 41 member organizations, and with the government too. In 2020, we became a strategic partner of the government of Hungary. It doesn't mean anything else that we are actually we have the possibility to give advice in legislation or to initiate talent support programs for the government. So we have been performed coordinating professional and organizational tasks in the past 15 years. What were our main goals? Because some of these goals are already achieved. In the first three goals, I'm telling you, are very abstract goals. Nonetheless, they were somehow both achieved in the past 15 years. Our first idea was to create opportunities for our talent points. Later, I will speak about that, for our organizations to coordinate their activities, to talk about each other, to get to know about each other. The second idea was to consolidate some kind of social trust in the country towards talent support. This is how we called it. We would like to create a talent-friendly society. And we wanted to study domestic and international examples, best practices, organize professional workshops, and so on. So we deliberately wanted to renew the talent support system in Hungary. Now, even as I told you, it sounds too abstract, but we already did the first two. And I think we are somehow in some ways are marching towards to renewing the talent support system. Of course, it's not finished and it's not so easy since it's on a systemic level. So we also wanted to build talent support networks in the Carpathian Basin, and based on the idea later of Europe. So I will speak about this part a little bit more in details. Also, we wanted to coordinate and create direct talent support activities, which means very simple that we do have a lot of activities for the children as well. So we do networking activities, but we also have talent support activities. And we support local programs of public and higher education institutions and other civic organizations. But as I told you, that basically in the past 15 years, our members basically covers whole Hungary. So how we try to achieve these goals? First of all, one of our first tool is networking. Since 2007, our organization, Moderator, has set up a unique talent support network, which at the moment comprise almost 1,500 talent points. Now, if you look at this map, and I'm sorry that you cannot see it, maybe it's not big enough. I try to make it a little bit bigger. So here in this talent map, you can see these numbers, 2, 10, 14, 36, whatsoever, all over the Carpathian Basin. These are the talent points of Hungary. But what is very interesting, these are the talent points in Hungary, talent point doesn't mean anything else, that these organizations do some kind of talent support activities. It can be a school program, but it also can be, let's say, a very good competition, for example. Now, based on this idea, from 2011, we were very much interested in European networking, and we have a rather, how shall I say it, a massive international work together with other European talent centers. Now, I make it a little bit bigger here too, because this is the European Talent Support Map, and I just see that COM has joined us. And so this map is actually in Ireland. So at the moment, we have just about 450 organizations in 48 countries all over the world, mostly in Europe. So what else were our tools to reach our goals? The second one was a professional work. Now, in the past 15 years, we published 42 books and 19 study booklets. And among these books, you can find 3 books, and then 2 of them is actually translated into English, which are about European best practices talent support best practices. These books are quite unique because you cannot really find these type of books at the moment. Now, one of our biggest, how shall I tell you, invention, it's not an invention, but it's one of our biggest idea was to put together a handbook of talent, which we did in 2020, and it became extremely popular all over Hungary. It's free, but people sell it to each other for, let's say, around 200 euros or 100 euros. So it's interesting for us. So that's the first time when we published, not we as an organization, but we in Hungary published a handbook of talent. It's over 800 pages long. So that was really a big achievement of ours in the past years. The other goal, you know, the way how we try to reach our goals, as I told you, the professional work, but also teacher trainings belong to this professional works. At some point, not now, but at some point in the last 15 years, when it was extremely important for us, we had about 90 different teacher training programs. Now we do not have so much, but we still have just about 30 programs, and 12 of them are e-learning programs. And naturally, because of the COVID and so on, these e-learnings are extremely popular nowadays. So they have inside our association a so-called training committee. It's an existing committee, and they decide in each year which trainings will be qualified. So it means that each and every training we have are qualified, and so teachers got points for it. So we have actually longer trainings and shorter trainings. Longer trainings are 30-hour long, shorter trainings can be from 5 to 20 hours long. And it's not on the slide, but we also have workshops in every week when people can join to a roundtable discussion with the famous researchers. We also have contact and e-learning trainings. As I told you, at the moment, we have 12 different e-learning trainings. And in the past years, more than 20,000 teachers took part on our trainings. Actually, and we do have contact with all these people. So what are our other tools to reach our goals? Well, the next one is the international activities we have. As I told you, we established the European Talent Centre Budapest in 2012. And that time, in 2012, our idea was that this European Talent Centre would help within the Moderator, within the association, to design a European talent support network, which is an organization bringing together European entities, organizations, schools, whatever, it depends on the country, to focus on talent support. With the support of our talent center, which is a smaller talent center within the Moderator, we helped to organize the selection of the first European Talent Center. And actually the Slovenian Talent Center was among the first ones, and also the Irish, about which you will hear soon. So in 2015, on the 29th of September, the first 14 talent centers from the European Talent Support Network in the Brussels Parliament. Since then, as you heard it earlier, we have 26 talent centers all over Europe, and we have so-called European talent points. In the past years, ETSM really became the largest civil organization of its kind, gathering, as I told you, more than 450 institutions. And through these institutions, it represents thousands of teachers and talent supporters who consider talent support as such as a priority issue. Well, they always ask whether the talent centers are or has any kind of hierarchical connection with the talent points, but it's not actually the case. talent centers and talent points are equal members of this network. They just have different responsibility level. As you know, you have also quite a number of close to 50 talent points in Slovenia, thanks to the Slovenian Talent Centre in Ljubljana. Well, to reach our goals, the fourth thing that I have to mention, that we also involve business companies, and we established a so-called Genius Lotsi overt for those entrepreneurs and companies who are committed towards talent support or committed talent supporters, and some of them supports us with money, or they establish all kinds of overts for children. The next way how we actually try to reach our goals are our students' programs. Now, maybe these I mentioned for the last, but actually that is the most important one, about which I will talk to you a little bit later. And the sixth, let's say, tool we have, it's a very intensive communication with the Hungarian society. Earlier, we organized talent days. I'm sorry, you actually you cannot see me. In the middle, you can see our president, and I'm sitting next to him. This picture was taken on a press conference, but we have several websites, Facebook, YouTube channels, and they just began to produce films, which called Talent Messages. And you can see them in Hungarian and in English. We have Instagram. We are present in the television and the radio quite often. We have newsletters. And as I told you, we do have press conferences. So for us, communication is very important. Actually, there were some points during this 15 years when the Hungarian teachers and the Hungarian society, because we can reach teachers very easily through the talent point network, they got almost all of the information on the talent support through our channel. Well, this is now how we do all this, how we can implement or how we can use these tools. They were mostly built into our priority projects. Our priority projects are partly financed by EU resources, but also by domestic resources. We got, let's say, in the past 12 years, about 8 billion forints, which is actually quite a lot, even in euros, several billion of euros too. So, how we use this money, that we actually contributed to the development of the abilities, or to developing the abilities of more than 70,000 students and youngsters. So in the past 12 years, we actually were in contact with 70,000 students. How did we do this? So we did it through our project, as I told you. The biggest projects we had until 2011, that was the Hungarian Genius. Later, until 2015, we had the Talent Bridges. And at the moment, definitely, or actually really in this moment, we are finishing the last big project, Hungary of Talents, which we started in 2016. And we also had National Talent Program tenders. These tenders were mostly for students, for communication activities, organization, event organization, recognition and training of talent supporters, broadening EU contacts, and so on, and also for helping Hungarian minorities. So what type of students programs we have? These are the direct programs. First of all, people ask, what type of talents do we support? We mostly support cognitively highly able students. Sports and arts has their own networks. Nevertheless, in some projects, we do help for young artists as well, but that's not the real characteristic. So mostly we help STEM subjects, science subjects, and and there is a new direction for us, which is very new, and we are learning about it, that in our next projects from 2022, we will support considerably also talents coming from disadvantaged backgrounds. So basically now, with my colleagues, we are learning about this and trying to put efficient programs for those children. For example, we are thinking about a science, moving science lab. So how do we support these youngsters? There are individual support, and we have supports designed for groups of students. Well, this individual support was the most, in the last project, we really put a lot of emphasis on individual support. We gave counseling, scholarships, mentoring. But our flagship program was a tutoring system, which means that we had tutors who had, let's say, around 6-7 students, and they helped them to manage their life and to open doors for them. But we have so-called skill development weekends, and we do have summer camps, usually 3-4 summer camps during the whole summer. And what is really a fantastic thing for us, that in 2020, we were able to open the talent house. So this is right now our center, which is, as you can see, or maybe it's not not the best picture, but you can see it's quite a big building. You can even have conferences in it. And on the top, we have a sky bar. And here we have several facilities to have bigger and smaller meetings, even to have children around. We have our own kitchens and so on. So we're very happy about it. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we weren't able to be there for the last several weeks. So this is in a nutshell what we do. And because I was asked by you, not just speaking about our international activity about the European Talent Support Network, but also what we are doing for our own talent points in Hungary. And this is the last one, which are some kind of cookies, which has some Hungarian connotation, and was done by my colleagues. This is how we love our job. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please tell me.
Thank you, Dr. Csillia Fuszek. Always a nice move to end the presentation with the cookies. I really liked it. So. Yes. But most of all, thank you very much for your presentation here at the European Science Festival. Thank you very much.